Welcome back to the Property Bar Couple with Colton and Haley, providing comfort and confidence to your real estate experience. Hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
Fine.
That's good.
Good.
How's your day going so far?
Good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's cold.
Yeah.
And I'm not made for the cold. I know we've already mentioned this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not made for the cold. So yeah, it is chilly this morning.
So we just wrapped up one of the biggest client events we do every year. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Pie Day.
Yes, we just had Pie Day. So we just did that the week of Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy because we have multiple locations, and so we were kind of everywhere, but it was definitely worth it to be able to be a part of all of that. So it starts with Monday morning picking up a crap ton of pies.
An actual metric crap.
I'm pretty sure that's what they would consider.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this for over 10 years now. 12 or 13
Yeah.
one. I mean, definitely 10. Longer than that, but I'm not exactly sure how many. So for the last 10 years, we've been getting trucks, taking them up to Costco, loading the pies in the back of the truck, and then however many pallets left of pies that didn't fit in the truck, we've been unloading and stacking them up in all the other cars.
Yeah.
This year we learned that
when you looked at the guy with the forklift and said, "Do you think you could fit that in the back of the Tahoe?" I thought,
I'm crazy.
That's
but if you don't ask, it's always no.
Well, that's true.
Right? We preach that a lot. So I just asked the guy, "You think you can fit that in the back of the Tahoe?" Right. And everyone looks at me like Colton just did, like I'm a crazy person. And the guy goes, "Yeah, I think I can do it."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god!" So he goes and he starts putting it in, and it hits the top a little bit. So he is a professional forklift maneuver guy, and he lowers it, and then the whole thing fit in the back of the Tahoe. So a pallet of 100 pies fits in the back of the Tahoe.
Yeah.
So we have the deletes. We have a bench, and so the bench was laid down. So we have all that, and the whole thing fit in there. And oh my goodness.
Well, there was a little
There
was a little bit of close call. We're gonna throw the video up here so everybody knows we're not full of it. But
we didn't make it up. It happened.
When he first came in, that top corner kind of started to hit funky. And then, whoa, he backed up, and then the guy, I mean, he probably had, 3 inches of
it really fit. It wasn't like, well, those pies are a little smushed now. No, it was like,
that was legit.
They all fit. So we got a pallet in Sherry's truck, and then the pallet in the Tahoe.
Yeah.
And so we were able to get all 200 pies way easier than we've ever done before. We were so concerned that we didn't have enough cars to get them all back to the offices, and that was not the case.
It's like, okay, what car do you have? How many can fit? Well, we think based on
pie math, we can get.
You can carry 30, we can carry 50. No, we can
carry 100
in the back of that thing.
So we all know, the Tahoe is amazing. Yet again, another reason we freaking love that car.
That's great.
That was the best purchase we made.
And then on top of the pies, there was also the angel tree.
Yes, so Kim helped all of that. She always does that every year, so we were able to do quite a bit. I can't remember exactly how many, but I think it was 15 angels plus the individual gifts. So that was really awesome. So we were definitely able to help with all of that. So that was really cool.
No, and it's always just nice because certainly this time of year, not everybody, but a lot of people have that giving mentality going on.
Yeah.
They want to give back, they want to help people out, and it's just a great time for us to be able to see all of our clients really show how much we appreciate and how thankful we are, and getting everybody together.
Yeah, it's always fun. And we've talked about it, how we look forward to it, because our community, our people that come, they look forward to it because they get to see those people, at least once a year at this event. Yeah. And so that's really cool because they always look forward to it. Now that our kiddos are getting older, they are also looking forward to it. Oh, we get to go, there's music, and there's they're excited. So it was sweet. Maggie was looking forward to it. They were so ready. And they were waiting for her to get here. It was really fun. Now it's not just our clients. It's turning into the whole family, which is really fun. They're remembering it. I think whenever Brady, he plays for us, he does our live music, and it's great. Brady McCool, the best name ever, right? Totally hired him. He's amazing. Yeah, he's done parties for us, pie days, all that kind of stuff. It's always a great time, and it's just a totally different vibe when we do that. And I really, really enjoy how that feels. And that was cool. He said that we've been doing it for 6 years together.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome.
Yeah.
So that was really great. And then most of our clients hadn't seen the remodel.
Mm-hmm.
Because last year at Pie Day, like the remodel was done in March of this year. Yeah, so it hasn't even been a full year yet. So obviously the people who have come in like this year that we like are actively working or anything like that, they have. But everyone was like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. Like, so that was really awesome to have all that. And all of our technology was working, so we had all the TVs that were playing all of the pictures from the past events and everything, which was stressful for me. I wanted it to work so bad, and it did. It did. Don't make fun of me.
That part was cracking up, and you're like, oh, the technology, it finally.
It worked, okay? I like it. I like the way it looked.
It was a cool atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I like it too because it is a come and go if you need to come and go, but also being able to hang out and really get to talk to everybody. Just a cool.
Yeah, there's always some that like sneak in real fast I don't get to see, which I'm glad you got your pie.
Yeah.
But we love being able to talk to everybody, and so it's a really great time to do all that. And so then it does help generate the referrals for the next quarter, which we do it to give back to our clients. We also do it to stay top of mind.
Yeah.
We want them to remember right now they are doing so many family events, getting together with so many friends, getting together with so many people. It is a great time to stay top of mind for your top performing clients.
Yeah.
Like that's our whole goal. Is that when someone brings up real estate, they remember us.
Yeah.
And they say our name.
Yeah.
And so this is a really fun way to give them something, get everyone in the door, bring our community of people together, and ideally be able to help set up that first quarter really well.
Well, it's the foundation of everything we do.
It is.
We are built on relationships and community.
Yeah.
And without it, we don't really have a business.
Yeah, so stay in our community.
please stay. Don't go anywhere. We love you. So moving forward into 2025 and things that are coming. It's here.
Yeah.
We can't stop it, although I've tried, I've Googled it.
Even though I'm kind of ready to be done with it before, but
I am ready, but also if we could just, take a breather. But we have some cool things coming.
Yeah.
And some things we're going to be a part of in our community.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. How are we going to be giving back a little bit more this year?
I believe you're talking about the CE classes.
I was trying to tee you up for that.
You teed me up really great, but I felt that.
Yeah.
So Colton is now certified to teach CE courses through Texas Realtors, which is awesome. So he has a catalog of courses that he can teach, and we've been working on improving those and getting them kind of to our level and what we want to do. So we did the first one last week?
Yeah,
last week?
Yeah.
So we did the first one. So now, not only is it great for our brokerage because we're able to enhance our trainings where they're going to be able to get 1 hour of CE minimum a month.
Yeah.
And that's huge. And so that's a great leverage for us as a brokerage, but also it now allows us to be able to get out into our community, out into other real estate industries and people and all of that, and be able to provide to them too.
Right. Well, the thing that I've liked about it the most is as we've been going, okay, what classes are we going to put out there? As we're going through and prepping all the materials for it, I'm realizing, that old adage of if once you learn something and you can teach it, it cements it that much more. So we've been doing these things for a number of years now, and being able to stand up and talk about it and really give back is so powerful because it's cementing again in your brain of, well, how are these other people really thinking about it? Because there are multiple ways to skin the cat. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it.
We even do it different.
Oh, yeah.
Just between us, we do it.
I do it the right way. She does it the way that...
The other right way.
The other right way.
Yeah, let's not go there.
But being able to give back in that way has been a lot of fun. I'm excited for what's coming.
I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be another way that we can leverage into 2025, and it's great because even our agents are going, oh my goodness, I forgot that one part, or I didn't realize that, or I hadn't heard it like that before. And then we're able to get it out to other agents outside of ours. And they ask questions that we have to then answer, right? So you're standing up there, you're teaching, and you get a question that you have to answer. So it keeps you on top of the game too. It's really great. And we always say if you can get one thing out of that hour of training, it was worth it.
Yeah.
One little nugget that you can put in whenever you're having conversations, one more tool for your tool belt, whatever it is, if you can get one piece out of that hour, it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
And so based on the first one, I think we were able to provide that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
Even at the end, I was talking to an agent there, and he said, obviously I know how to run a CMA, but I hadn't heard it the way that y'all said it, and I figured out a couple new ways that I can make that a little bit easier, or I can sort of narrow in on that value of that property a little bit easier. And in my head, I thought, well, good. That
was the goal, right?
Thank God it worked. But then the other thing I thought was, if you sit in one of these trainings and it's earth-shattering, then for our own agents that we are actually involved in training and bringing up, then we need to know that there was a huge gap there.
Yeah,
and
we
it
missed
helps
something.
us plug those holes and make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But again, take one thing away, it was worth your time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason that Francis asked us to go do it was because sometimes when you hear it from somebody different, it clicks.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's not that you didn't get trained on that thing. It's that you weren't ready for it at the time, or you had so many other things coming in, you didn't hear that part.
Right.
And then we kind of shifted up, disrupted a little bit, bring in something different. They start talking, you're going, that's what that was. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't need the information until you need it, and you can hear something 15 times, and then that's the time that you needed to hear it, and it clicked, and you were able to implement it across your business.
Yeah. Well, it's like what is our good friend Michael always says, educate and validate. Right?
Yes.
You either learn something or you validate what you do.
Yeah.
And if you can walk
Both
away
vitally important.
if you can walk away from that going, okay, I am doing it right. This is the best way to do it. Great. You learn something. Great.
Yeah.
Take something away from it.
Yeah, so we're excited to be able to do those more throughout this next year and continue to improve our game.
Yeah.
You being able to teach on that, us doing it together, being able to get all that stuff situated, using Christian to make everything look really pretty. Thank you, Christian.
Yeah.
And just be able to kind of elevate us to that next level and be able to do that. I'm really excited.
Just providing comfort and confidence, that real estate experience,
In every direction.
So in that same vein of 2025, things that are coming, in talking about what has changed in the market, looking at those new stats, the market is always changing, things are always moving around, but with the recent, I guess this last year or the last 2 years in real estate, some big things have changed. One of those being the average age of the seller in the market.
Yeah, so we listened to Brad Buchanan's bold predictions, so definitely you should all listen to it.
Check that
it's
out.
Always great. He always does a great job. The first chunk of that podcast is really talking about trends and things that have shifted. So we know that 2024 was hard. Okay, not only the lawsuits and everything that were going on that majorly disrupted our industry, but interest rates, election, all that kind of stuff. It made for a really complicated 2024. The first half of the year, not that bad. The second half of the year, what
the weird. Yeah,
is happening here?
This is a kid-friendly show.
Right, it is, yes. Kinley does watch.
Yeah.
So, it was just like, oh my goodness. And I think that's pretty common across the board.
Yeah.
Numbers are lower than they've been. On a national scale, less homes have sold. I mean, it was a majorly impacted year. But some of the numbers that I thought were kind of crazy was, like you just said, the average age of a seller went up to 67.
Yeah.
So across the nation, the average age of sellers went up to 67. That's not what I would have expected, right? Thinking people are moving into that next house or whatever it is. That number was at 58 and it went up almost 10 years in age. So that was kind of interesting. And then,
well, and I think to that point though, it tracks with the rest of the numbers that we're going to talk about. But one thing I want to point out was that how long people are actually staying in their homes goes from that 7-year average to up to 10. And so you're going to see these ages creep up, and the impact on the market is huge, but also how you're marketing and how you're going about your life in this business has to change.
Yeah, you have to shift with it. And so, like you just said, it went from an average of 7 years in the home to 10. Well, the average age of a seller went up from 58 to 67.
They're all connected.
Okay, so those trends, right? So people are staying in their current home longer. I also found it interesting that people with younger children under the age of 18 are not moving as often, which also tracks with that. So, people aren't wanting to the normal stuff, not wanting to move during high school, not wanting to have to change schools, things like that. Life is always happening, jobs, relocations, all that stuff, had another baby, had a bigger house, all of those things happen. But it's kind of interesting that people are staying put just a little bit longer. And it's not all just, well, I want to leave my 3% interest rate that I had, or my 2.5%, or whatever it was. It's not all that. It's just the way that everything is trending all together. I mean, the outside factors too, not just the real estate market.
Well, I think one of the more relevant, it's all relevant numbers, but the average first-time buyer going to 38 is, it's like, oh, okay. And the more that I think about it, when you think about and I don't have this number, so Google it or we'll add it later, but the average age that people are getting married and the average age of the college graduate.
Something about families starting around 26, but not buying their first home until 38.
Yeah.
So I don't know that specific, what's the average for your first marriage age now? I'm not sure. But I know that we bought our first house whenever I was 26 and you were 28. Yeah, so 26.
Yeah.
And the average is 38.
Yeah.
So everyone that owns a property under that, you're crushing it.
You're beating the numbers.
You are above average.
Yeah.
You are amazing. We've actually bought 2 houses, and I know a lot of our just our sphere right there and that kind of thing is into their second home, the smaller starter, and now into more of where they can maintain for a while. Yeah. And we're not 38.
No, I'm not.
Nope.
I'm so far from 38. I don't even know what that's going to look like.
So that is promising. So everyone who's purchased a home, their first home before 38, way to go.
Yeah.
You're above average.
Yeah. No, I just think it's, well, for us, agents in the market, and even people who own homes or want to own homes, looking at those numbers and understanding how that really affects you or what that's going to do to your business or how you need to pivot is huge. And, as the economy changes, as the market continues to change, my guess is that we see those numbers adjust in both directions, obviously, right? Depending on.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, we would love to help more young people buy homes.
Yeah.
Right? So we were able to do it. I think that you can do it. It's overwhelming and it's scary and all that kind of stuff, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a renter forever. You're just paying someone else's mortgage. You're putting equity into their property when you can be doing it to your own.
Which we love renters.
We do. Please go to Beachford Property Management.
We can help you if you're under 38.
And some people would just rather be renting.
Yeah.
And that's normal.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting to become a homeowner, and now you just heard 38, and we're like, well, guess I got 10 more years to do that.
Yeah.
No, let's have a conversation. I do find it interesting that we did not do as many first-time home buyers just as we normally do in our personal real estate business, which kind of trends with that, right?
Well, I think the other thing too is if you don't own a home now, and you're hearing this podcast, you're hearing these numbers, or you're reading it online, and you go to that, oh, well, I guess that's not for me right now.
Yeah.
Really, the thing that has always blown me away is the lack of preparation and planning for that next purchase or the next thing. And for most, I'm going to use an absolute, most people, a lot of people aren't thinking 4 or 5 years ahead of, oh, I want to go buy a house.
Yeah.
And if you're not thinking that way, you should be, because you can put a plan together, we can have a conversation, get you in touch with a lender that's going to walk you through those steps of, at your current situation, here's where you're at, and if you do these 5 things over the next couple of years or 6 months or whatever, you may be a lot closer than you actually
you absolutely could be. If it's something that you want, start having the conversations and start figuring out how far away from that goal are you really.
Yeah.
Just because the industry says or the news says or whatever that you can't do it right now, you absolutely can do it if that's something that you want to do.
Yeah.
But you have to know how to get there. Yeah. There could be 3 easy steps. You need to address this. You need to be making multiple payments to your credit card instead of just the one a month. There's so many things that you can do to get you there.
That was one of the ones that I did not know.
Yeah.
And I worked for a credit restoration company in college, if you can believe that.
You know a lot of weird things in college.
Well, I've had some interesting, I worked at a smokehouse for a while, laid out jerky.
Like meat smokehouse.
Yeah. Well, it's a different world today. Yeah, we didn't. Anyway,
we didn't have smokehouses.
Yeah, we were making jerky. double Dr. Pepper turkey, actually. Anyway, but the fact that if you make multiple credit card payments, you can reduce the balance, but also increase your score. There's all sorts of tricks.
All kinds of things that you can do, but you don't know about them until you go down that road and figure them out. So it's definitely something that you can make achievable if that's something that you want.
So in short, have the conversation, start putting a plan together, and see what it actually looks like.
Always know if you don't ask.
Always know if you don't ask.
Like if you're concerned about 100 pies sitting in the back of your car, just ask if the pallet will fit in there.
Well, but you need a little bit of sort of reckless abandon to ask the stranger. Because like, that guy
Can't be scared to ask a question.
Well, but if that guy had been off by a little bit, we
would have lost a lot of pies.
Well, we would have lost some pies, maybe a taillight or a.
No. It was totally gonna work. It was gonna work. I knew it. But if you don't ask the question, it works out great. Y'all watch the video and talk about he's full of it. If you don't ask the question, the answer is no.
Yeah.
If you decide that, I heard this one thing, and so now there's no way I can ever possibly achieve X. I can never become a homeowner because I'm not 38. No. What you want to do, ask the question. It's most likely going to be a yes if you do this, this, and this.
Right.
Or no, not until we get this done.
Yeah.
So you have to figure it out. It's going to be a flat no if you never freaking ask.
Yeah.
So ask the question.
Ask the question. Also, check us out on btrgpf.com. Next time on Maine, Colton and Haley, your property power couple. Thank you very much.
Bye.